Let's see.
Am I live?
Maybe.
Are we live? It says we are.
Oh, it says notify me.
But first it told me that there was an error creating broadcast.
Error.
Says we are.
Oh, you are.
Oh, we're live.
I see you.
Hello. I have a very jacked official misconduct with me.
No, I'm good.
Say hi, babe.
Hi, guys.
So we are almost to Lafayette, Indiana.
You got one watching, and I think
What's
it's
up,
me.
Buck? Oh, two watching now. No, here they come. Skydive. We got Bob. We got Keeping Swine in Line. We got Sherry. We got Claudette. We got all kinds of folks coming in here. Stephanie, Claire. So we promised you all. We promised you that we would be boots to ground soon and
Not exactly boots, but
shoes to ground. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing tennis shoes.
Nikes to ground. What's up, Teresa and Anya? Kathy Scotto in the house. What's up, Scotto? We're going to piss the haters off with this one.
No.
We're going to piss a lot of haters off. We're going to piss the political-minded people off. We're going to piss our regular haters off. But I don't care. Because
every day we wake up, we piss our haters off. They're like,
we do
fuck,
by waking
they woke up again today.
Like, them motherfuckers gotta quit waking up.
Like choking your sleep.
But we figured we need to get back to work. Like actually working on issues in our area.
Oh, I can't roll my window down.
Yeah, you can.
No, can't.
Give you a little energy over there.
Thanks.
Here, y'all want to see OMC at the same time here? And our missing panel that everybody likes to talk about.
We're in the junk escape today.
Yeah, our trash car. That's all we are, trash. We're white trash in Whitestown of Indiana. On White Parkway, where they had the White Cafe. It's very white here. This exit we chose. I don't know if they're like meaning something by it or what, but anyway, if
you are political, you're doing exactly what they want.
Yes, exactly. Who was that? Hawkeyes fan? Hawk fan, you're spot on, dude. They want to divide us.
Hey,
they want to divide us.
Steph, Kathy.
And the government loves division. You know what I'm saying? Right down to the city and state.
They do not. They are all about uniting we the people. Come on. You know that's true. That's what they're always saying.
Put a one in chat if you all had the opportunity to look at the case that we told you about yesterday on the live stream. About front butt.
Stand against front butt.
We're going to stand against front butt. America has a real problem with front
butts.
Front butts. Front butt in this case is
with the initials of JJ.
The initials of JJ.
JJ.
We could totally pull a Finkel right now with this. And JJ would flip out.
Well, I am drinking. I am drinking today.
Yeah, we got frappuccinos. We got frappuccinos from Starbucks.
No, Todd's gonna have a meltdown.
Oh no. Oh, sorry, Todd. We bought ourselves coffee.
Oh no.
Oh no. Is that Todd calling now?
Todd says you can't have Starbucks. Take it back.
Let me turn that off. Hang on.
Wow.
Do not disturb.
It's like a whole thing with your phone.
Yeah, it's a whole thing to turn the do not disturb on.
No wonder I hate Android.
How many people are actually in here, hon? Because my screen's lying to me.
Tell me lies. Tell me
Does anybody know? Can you all see how many people are in here? We want to build this room up a little
24.
bit. 24. What, is our people all sleeping? We should at least get up to 100 here. What's up?
I would be still sleeping.
We're boots to ground and only 25 awesome people in here. Share it, guys. Share it. Let's get people in here. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to do. Did y'all put a one in chat if you were aware of the case that we're here for? that we're going to Lafayette, Indiana for, Google it. Just Google Lafayette, Indiana, and you'll know. It is
Google.
A big deal right
Google
now.
I'll tell you all about it. It's getting hot.
There was a guy named James Jordan,
JJ,
who decided that due to a traffic dispute, that he figured it would be a wise idea to get out and assault a couple of women that were doing traffic. And then when he got his ass handed to him by the way of a very manly headbutt from a cool dude.
I finally got to watch that headbutt. Like, really watch it.
It was well done.
It was fantastic.
Well done. Spot on. Busted that fucker's nose.
Nailed it.
And he said, get back in your truck. Stop doing what you're doing to these women.
Front butt completely earned it. Like, he earned it. He was asking for it. He was like, please.
We're going to read you. When we get a few people in here, Tiff's going to read you the article from the Courier.
It's going to be story time.
While we drive to the rest of the way to Lafayette. We're real close. It's like we're close enough now that we didn't mind going ahead and telling you all that we were here, because they won't, the government won't have time to react at this point. Like, we're that close. They're just going to have to honor our records requesting, our questions asking, you know, the stuff that we typically do in these cases. It's been a while.
Caveman said he was known as the headbutt king in school.
Were you, Caveman? This dude put it on, man. He was protecting a couple women that were crossing guards. A guy was trying to roll through traffic because he's a Trump lover, and it was a anti-Trump protest. So this dude and his nasty thing that he calls a girlfriend or whatever, they had been posting on their social media.
She was his security.
Front butt security.
Yeah.
They've been posting on their social media that they had to put a stop to the protest. So they wanted to put a stop to the First Amendment, and that's what they were there for. They had a megaphone, they had weapons. I mean, they were there to put a stop to it. It's what they said on their social media. And they were inciting their violent friends to do the same, but all their friends were smart enough, because not everybody on the right wing is stupid like these people. So they didn't show up to assist this dude in his bullshit and his girlfriend's bullshit.
Oh, Hawk fan's right. Front butt is lucky he didn't get got. Terrible, terrible, terrible firearms handling.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
For sure. So Tiff's gonna read you all the article here in a moment and show you a couple pictures, and we're gonna move on forward. Like, I've got a bunch of video that I'm making to kind of open the door to the playlist on this, but we have been in communication with a bunch of people that were literally involved. We're going to be doing interviews. We're going to be doing records requests. We're going to get more camera footage. We're going to go to council meetings. We're going to do what needs to be done to try to ensure that the government there corrects their mistakes, at least recognizes and owns them, and does something for the protection of the citizens of Lafayette. We're from Indiana, and this case puts a black eye on the entire state. So, you know, we've got stock in this too as Hoosiers. There's a school, a very well-known university called Purdue. That's where it's at. It's in Lafayette, and there are literally people saying that they will not let their kids go to Purdue after this incident, because the police are failing so bad. The government there is failing at handling this situation so badly that they're in fear for their children's safety to even go to the college there. Which, if you see this incident, or when you see this incident, you're going to agree. I'm pretty sure most of you's probably seen it. It's extremely viral, but it's only mostly been viral on like political channels. And of course, a case like this, it's mostly on the left side, because obviously, you know, they got a good reason to complain about this situation. So it makes all right-wingers look bad. That's not our situation. We're anti-political. So I think we're pretty good to be neutral parties going in for between what's right and wrong. What's wrong is this dude comes out after getting himself headbutted for good reason, for attacking women. He got himself headbutted, and his response was to run back to his truck and come back with an assault rifle and try to find the guy that headbutted him in a huge crowd of people because he wanted to shoot him. That's it. He wanted to shoot him. He was looking for him to shoot him. And the police arrested the guy that headbutted him and didn't tell anybody. They even put out APBs. The police of Lafayette put out APB articles asking the public to locate the guy that headbutted him when they already had him in their jail. Facts. They want to trick the public into thinking something different from the real situation. We don't do with that. We don't do well with that, me and Tiffany. We got 51. That's good enough. Let's read the article. Y'all want story time with Tiff? Put a one in chat if you're ready for story time with Tiff. Should I start driving or you want to wait? We'll wait.
I'm kind of worried about reading now.
One in chat for story time with Tiff.
All right.
It'll kind of make you laugh, this article. I mean, it's well written, well done. We'll cite, this is from Journal and Courier. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Courier of Lafayette.
He's trying to make it sound fancy.
It's fancy.
It's fancy. It's fancy paper.
Can y'all hear us okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Read away. You're getting
really
all them
nervous.
ones.
All right. You want me to read the entire thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Bystanders at an anti-Trump rally in downtown Lafayette on Saturday said a man angry about traffic jumped out of a truck, pulled on a Trump shirt, retrieved a gun from his vehicle, and threatened protesters before being handcuffed and driven away by Lafayette police. A police spokesman said later Saturday the officers determined the man did not point the gun at anyone, and he was later released.
Wait, let's pause. The officers said that the man did not point the gun at anyone. Oh no, they're gonna mow right in front of us. Damn it, we gotta put the windows up.
Oh no.
We got air conditioner.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Every time I do a live stream, some shit like that happens.
They're always mowing.
They're gonna mow.
Everybody always mows.
All right, so pause right there because the officers said that the man did not point the gun at anyone. But the entire public, every witness begs to differ. Every witness that spoke at city council meeting, who were the witnesses on site, the point of contact individuals for the police in this incident, all said that's a fucking lie. That the cops all lied. Because not only did the police refuse to talk to those people, they threatened them with arrest. They threatened the witnesses with arrest, saying, you're about to tell me a false story and that's illegal. That's what the cops there did to these people. Well, the witnesses said he absolutely pointed that gun at everybody, including one woman's husband, which we'll get to in just a minute. So when it comes to police officers, they have to have one of two things to be able to establish probable cause. One is the officer has to witness it or somehow see it himself or herself. And the other is if they have witnesses. So in this case, they literally would have had probable cause to make the arrest on James Jordan, front butt. They could have arrested front butt with probable cause if they had actually taken the witness statements. And the witnesses that tried to give the statements are pissed. They are pissed. You'll find out watching this playlist. Anyway, let's go on.
Okay. Hundreds showed up today at the Tippecanoe County Courthouse as part of a national hands-off mass mobilization movement involving cities around the country today. The Lafayette event began at noon. I think I missed a screenshot.
Well, you can pull it straight from the internet.
Yeah, I'm not. Hang on. Let me
Pause on story time with Tiff.
Uno momento, por favor.
They are mowing right in front of us. Just a pause. She's going to pull up the full article. And we got plenty of time, y'all. We still got about...
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to say how far we are.
All right. But several protesters described the incident in which the man apparently became angry when the crowd was crossing the street and not allowing him to turn at the intersection at 3rd Street. They said after the man jumped out of his truck, he allegedly fought a man on the corner of Columbia and North 3rd Streets.
Wait. We're already wrong according to the actual witnesses. The witnesses said that it was a green crosswalk. It was their turn to cross. And as they were crossing, this front butt, James, was trying to turn right. Well, as you all know, the pedestrians have the right of way. So, I don't know if this article's mixed between what the police said and what really happened, but it gets better, like their description gets a little more accurate here in a moment. They might still be in the quotes from what the police said.
It just says the man who left his truck appeared to be headbutted by a protester. After that, he went back into his truck and appeared to reveal an assault rifle before heading into the protest. Feels like our country is full of pro-Trump stuff and pro-Trump people, and we feel isolated and alone. And so the goal is that the people see they're not alone. Event organizer Erica Allen, 40, told the Journal and Courier.
So that was a statement by one of the people in the organization that was protesting.
The afternoon was far from calm, though. Cars honked alongside the chants of protesters. Cheers of protect the Constitution and no justice, no peace echoed high throughout the streets of downtown Lafayette. Just 10 minutes into the event, Allen stopped in the middle of the conversation with a reporter while looking at the corner of 3rd and Columbia Streets. The reporter and I were talking and looking down and see a truck had stopped in the road and a man jumped out and looked like he was coming to confront protesters, she said later. That's when I ran down there. He got in the face of a trans woman standing there who was recording him. Then he got into the face of one of the other safety marshals, who is a short woman. In a video, the reporters shot a bearded man in a gray sweatshirt and a white Make America Great Again hat stopped at the corner, pointing and yelling at protesters. All while one protester in a black sweatshirt grew, I think they meant drew, closer and closer, yelling in the other man's face. In the man's truck, a woman pushed a megaphone out the window.
What? So this guy who claims that he was just driving through town and got stopped and blocked by protesters, that was his claim to the cops. They had a megaphone.
Everybody rides around with a megaphone, right?
The bumper stickers, Trump bumper stickers.
Where's our megaphone?
and Trump attire, and had posted on their social media days before the event that people needed to go there and stop the event. Anyway.
I don't have our megaphone today. I'm sorry.
No megaphone.
Mm-mm. A gentleman, presumably the man in the black sweatshirt, didn't like that he was yelling at women, so he came and interceded. He got between us and the guy who was yelling and said, "These are women. These are women. You can't get in their faces like that. Who do you think you are?"
Can I pause again? There's a real man.
Bravo.
That man. They're calling him a protester, but we happen to know that he was not a protester. He was a bystander. And he witnessed some dude, he didn't care about the politics, he witnessed some dude manhandling a couple of women. He inserted himself and said, "You will leave these women alone. You will leave these women alone." And we'll continue with the story.
The man in the gray sweatshirt appears to lean into the protesters, pushing him away, still pointing. The man in the...
You hear that? The bearded man, the actual protester, the Trump protester, pushed the man away. He pushed him. The Trump guy pushed the bystander first. Now, this guy's mowing right next to our car.
All right. The man in the black sweatshirt pushes back with his chest. And as one protest organizer grabs the shoulders of the man with the black sweatshirt, He headbutts the man with the MAGA hat. Love it.
Bravo.
Absolutely
Bravo.
love it.
He said, get your fat ass back in the fucking truck, stop assaulting these women. The dude fucking shoved into him, so he went, whack! Headbutt him right in the fucking nose. You're going to watch a video here in just a second.
He grabs his nose and blood is visible on his fingers. They're talking about front butt. He reels back and walks to his car. According to the video the reporter took, the other passenger of the truck opens the door and yells something about the Second Amendment. Touch my husband, bitch. Touch him. Alan raises her hands in front of the protesters and tries to direct them back onto the street, but the man with the MAGA hat returns holding what appears to be an assault rifle. By this point, the man with the black sweatshirt was not with the rest of the crowd. Alan said he took off running after the headbutt. Protesters yell 911 and he's got a gun.
That's actually incorrect. Maybe a protester did say call 911, but y'all want to know, put a one in chat if you know who was going 911, 911, just like that. Put a one in chat if you want to know who it was in this case that was screaming 911 like a little girl.
You're right, Claudette. It could have ended very badly.
Oh, it was going to end badly.
Yep.
This case was this close to mass words I don't use.
And by the cops not handling it, it lets other people, other citizens, other anti-protesters or whatever you want to call them, the anti-group.
Anybody. It lets anyone think that they can have a political agenda and just go shoot people.
Just get out with a gun, walk down the crowd.
You got an opinion that differs, go shoot them.
It's
That's what the cops are promoting here.
The Lafayette police won't do anything.
And neither is their mayor, apparently. We're going to have to sit down to find out who all's responsible. The sheriff's department.
Audicon says officer safety is more important.
To them. Yeah.
Yep. If it was an officer that was involved, oh my gosh, they would have already been tackled, tased,
could you imagine?
beat. Yeah.
Imagine if someone pulled an assault rifle on a police officer.
Yep.
Oh, because they care about those lives, don't they? What about public safety?
Well, Danny's thoughts, I wouldn't say that he says so. The headbutter was a chicken and ran. What a real man. Yeah. I think that he probably left the situation because he didn't want it to get worse.
And he didn't want to get shot. Dude ran for his gun.
Yep.
The wife was screaming, Second Amendment, Second Amendment. And the husband was already running with a bloody nose, screaming like a little bitch. Front butt was screaming like a little bitch going, 911! That's who was doing that. Yep. Front butt. Front butt got himself headbutted and immediately started screaming 911 while his bitch said, we're going to use the Second Amendment. And he ran to his truck. You're getting ready to watch a video.
Telling
just
people,
stay tuned.
You know, touch my husband, bitch. Touch him.
In the megaphone.
Yeah. So Alan raises her hands in front of the protesters and tries to direct them back onto the street. This is where I was already at. But the man with the MAGA hat returns holding what appears to be an assault rifle. By this point, the man with black sweatshirt, okay, protesters yell, here we go. At 12:18, about 5 minutes after the man with the black sweatshirt struck the man with the MAGA hat, the man returned to his vehicle as police arrived. The man with the MAGA hat was detained, placed in the back of the police vehicle, and driven from the scene.
He was driven away from where the witnesses were.
And later released.
Front butt was. And then released.
Just down the road.
Meanwhile, they put out an all points bulletin looking for the hero.
And even put out a number saying, please call us so that we can go arrest him.
Yep. While asking for witnesses and footage to be emailed and sent to a link that they created, in which the police were on the scene telling people, if you tell us what happened, you will be arrested.
Right. You do have a right to defend yourself, but he was the instigator. Like, Front Butt was the instigator in this whole situation.
Well, I would suggest, see, we're in a third-party protection state, Indiana, third-party protection. If someone was attacking Tiff, then I'm covered under that same protection to be the person who responds to that. And that would be self-protection law. So here in Indiana, that we have that. That's where this happened, was in Indiana. So he black hoodie guy, which we'll call him for now. We'll talk about that more later. But he was covered in protecting those women at the crosswalk because it is a third-party protection state, and they were being assaulted. This dude was bumping his body checking these people and screaming at them and pointing his fingers down at them and making threats.
What he should have done is he should have waited until it was his turn to proceed through the traffic, because that's all it was. He was waiting on the crosswalk light to stop. That way,
he wasn't. He wasn't waiting on shit. He wanted to run people over.
That's what he should have been waiting for, instead of getting out of his vehicle and being dramatic. Like, you have to abide by the traffic laws, and he wasn't. He was just pissed because people were protesting, and he was going to handle it.
He was there to stop the protest.
Like,
they posted it on their social media. They were there to stop the protest.
They weren't there just driving around chilling. They went there to instigate.
Mm-hmm. We'll prove it.
So Nate Alt, Alan's husband, said the gun was pointed at his stomach at some point during the altercation.
There you go. A witness said the gun was pointed at my stomach. There's one.
Hey, Marcia. I was okay until I realized he pointed the gun at my husband. In that moment, I started panicking for a half second, Alan said. I said, "That's my husband. Don't point the gun at him. Please put it down." When the police officer told me he didn't believe me, that's when I got really upset. But in a news release about 4 p.m. Saturday, Lafayette police said the altercation did not happen the way protesters described it. During the event, an adult male driver attempted to make a lawful turn at the intersection of 3rd Street and Columbia Street when his path was obstructed by protesters standing in the roadway.
Hold the fucking phone. Is it lawful when the pedestrians have the right of way while crossing to try to drive through them? That's not fucking lawful. He was not making a lawful turn. He was making an unlawful turn because he was trying to run people over who were lawfully crossing the crosswalk. It's all on video. Anyway, go ahead.
Asshole. A verbal altercation ensued between the driver and protesters, the release said. The situation escalated when the driver exited his vehicle and was subsequently pushed and battered by individuals in the crowd.
This is what the police said.
The driver then retrieved a firearm from his vehicle in what he described as an act of self-defense.
You can't run away, grab a firearm, and then come back.
Wait, what's he running away from? What he initiated? He initiated this. It's about like me going up and starting a fight with somebody in a parking lot and then
going home and getting your gun and coming back.
I'll be back. And then I come back with my weapon, and that's me acting in self-defense, even though I went to these people and initiated it both times. That's not self-defense. I'm so sorry.
The law don't work that way.
No, that's not how it works.
Unless you're a soft sit or protected by a soft sit.
He did not discharge the weapon and promptly returned it to his truck. Shortly after, a male protester approached the driver and headbutted him, causing injury, police said. Lafayette police officers detained the driver due to reports that he had allegedly pointed the firearm at protesters. Officers conducted a thorough investigation and determined that the driver did not point the firearm at anyone and did not commit a crime.
Oh, no crime.
The driver was then released. It was very thorough, guys.
Such a thorough investigation, even though the videos prove otherwise.
That they didn't even need to take any witness testimony.
And all the witnesses had video and were trying to give it to the cops, and the cops said, "You will be arrested for making a false report. What you're going to say is a lie."
So it says,
we'll handle them.
Police are now seeking the man who headbutted the driver, the release said, and ask those with information to contact them at 765-807-1200. Hundreds swarmed the courthouse. As raindrops began to fall, more people continued to arrive. Police officers instructed protesters off the steps and grass surrounding the building. There was a little space to move, and slowly protesters moved to hold signs on the other side of the street.
So they pushed him off the courtyard lawn?
Yeah.
So the cops pushed the protesters off of the public sidewalk of the protest place.
Yeah, they weren't allowed on the grass surrounding the building or the steps.
Even though time, place, and manner is what they're supposed to go by.
And the grass.
And this was an organized protest with the government.
So it seems like
Maybe a violation of the Constitution?
of everybody that was there that got, dislocated from their spot in
Damn.
the grass at a public building.
That sounds like a whole onslaught of lawsuits to me.
That
If only people knew.
That could be like a mass.
If only people of Lafayette knew that every one of the people that constitutional rights were violated in that could sue the government there. If only they knew.
Yep.
Anyway.
So it says Sherry Shipley held a small upside-down American flag. Being American is deeply important to her identity, she said, and she is beginning to not recognize the country she is living in. Saying, I was adopted and I never knew my birth family, but I always knew I was an American, she said, choking up a bit. This is so deeply personal for me because our identity is slipping away. At the front of the courthouse, a small white tent hosted several musicians and speakers, starting chants and playing patriotic ballads. In one instance, 2 musicians played Yankee Doodle on a flute-like instrument. Alex Chavez, a 22-year-old senior who organized the protest, that disrupted Mike Braun's trip to Lafayette, spoke in front of the protesters that evening.
Mike Braun is our new senator, or used to be our senator.
Sure I read that right.
Now our governor.
Okay. Spoke in front of the protesters that evening, started to chant of no justice, no peace. She said 2 of her former teachers came up to her and congratulated her, saying they were very proud of her. Saturday's protest drew even more attention. We were expecting between 400 and 600. I've heard that there's close to 900 to 1,000 throughout this whole time we've been here, Allen said.
Yeah, it was more than that.
But the event ended about an hour and a half early because she didn't want anything else to happen. Democracy is not gone. You are not alone, she said about the day's message. The majority of the people feel the same way that you do. That this is not okay. We're not going to stand by and just let things happen without saying something.
Are we close to losing democracy, you all? Put a 1 in chat if you think we're close. At very least close. If not, have already lost democracy. What says you?
What's democracy?
Democracy, being able to be in control. Oh, I'm being sarcastic.
That was completely
That's a lot of ones flying already. Go ahead and finish is that the whole article?
That was the end of that.
All right, let's do the video. Who's ready to see the video? Y'all ready to see the video of our boy headbutting the fuck out of this lunatic? I love it. It's going to be a little bit hard for you to see.
I'll get it for you guys the best I can. Let me go back up here.
We got an actual video coming on the channel, but we're going to go ahead and show you right now on her phone. Damn, this is an active place. We got people mowing lawns and fire trucks rolling in.
Yeah. All right.
The camera's right there, so you want to make it work.
Okay.
Too much glare? No, you're glaring. Can you all see that? Put a 1 in chat if you can see her screen. 2 in chat if it's not good.
I don't see any chat.
1 in chat if barely.
How about now? 1.5.
We might just have to make do with this. How y'all like front butt, who started the whole damn thing, then went and got the only AR, the only weapon out there. He's screaming, 911, 911. I hope we see this fucking front butt fuck while we're here in Lafayette so I can scream like a little bitch back to him. Call 911. Call 911, Jeremy.
Somebody call
James.
911.
I'm sorry. James, Jordan, JJ.
Hey, JJ.
Call 911. And he flails his hands like this. What's he hiding?
You know, the thing that, aside of all of the other obvious stuff, the thing that really stood out to me is that he's like getting blood off of his nose, and it looks like he flung it a couple times, and then he's walking through the crowd
Flinging it on
with
people.
like blood dripping from his nose. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't want somebody else's blood on me. If I was in a, you know, a peaceful protest, I would appreciate it if he would keep his blood out of it.
Is a left? No, it's a right. It was a right on
It was
red.
a right, because it would have been reversed in the image that you guys would have seen. So everything that you guys were seeing, it's flipped.
Mirrored. But so he was trying to make a right, but the rule is you wait for the pedestrians to cross, because he was trying to make a right on red, which you can do if there's not a sign.
There's nobody there.
And the pedestrians go first. So if there are people crossing, it's obviously the cars wait till the people cross. Well, he didn't want to wait.
He
didn't want to wait. His front butt was leading everything.
Maybe he was having a moisture issue.
Maybe his front butt had the shit. We're not a fan of James Jordan.
No.
We're not a fan of dangerous fucking lunatics.
I'm not a fan of knocking on anyone's personal appearance, but whenever your appearance matches your attitude, then I feel like it's completely appropriate. Especially whenever you're doing dumb shit like this.
He pulled a fucking assault rifle trying to kill the person that headbutted. And not just that person, but in a crowd full of innocent people.
Well, Danny, we've talked to a couple of people, and they were not blocking the roadways. They were crossing at the crosswalk as they're supposed to. Nobody was impeding traffic. Well, one person was impeding traffic. Front butt was.
Yeah, front butt stopped his truck and left it sitting there with
unattended,
with his
just chilling.
Nasty wife.
I don't know
He
about
was screaming
y'all,
from a
but
megaphone.
anybody else that just leaves their vehicle sitting unattended is probably going to get a ticket for obstructing traffic.
I got a question for y'all. If I was to go if when we get here, if I was to go up to a police officer, hold my hands up like this and start chest bumping them, would I go to jail? 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Well, I feel like if you have a Trump hat on, you'll be safe.
If I walk up and just start chest bumping the cops, would I go to jail? 1 for yes, 2 for no. If when we get here to the police department.
Really, caveman? I'll have to find out about that. That's interesting.
Bips, I mean, who what?
Says whenever the guy who did the headbutting was released, it looked like he had been beat up on.
No. I don't know. We'll talk more about that.
We'll see.
We're talking to witnesses, though, Tiff and I.
Sure.
So we're not just going here blind. We've done our research. We've done some homework. We're in communication with some people. We've seen probably there might be more videos. We've seen video of the entire incident by a collection of different videos from different people who we're in communication with. It went down exactly like what the witnesses that were point of contact for the police, that the police said not to tell them what happened. It went down the way they described it. Exactly. It's all on video.
Officers don't get to intimidate witnesses into not giving a statement about something that they've seen.
Oh, fuck. Is that illegal in Indiana? Intimidating witnesses?
I think so.
Is that illegal?
Maybe.
Do sovereign citizens, like many police officers, do they get to do that? Do they get to intimidate witnesses? Seems to me like
they get to intimidate witnesses?
Seems to me like they get paid specifically to take witness statements. That's their fucking job. Not intimidate the witnesses.
I mean, I thought that's what tax money was paying them to do. They're supposed to take reports, investigate reports.
Oh, we can put our windows back down now.
They're done mowing.
That was
Oh,
quick.
no, I was kind of digging that AC.
Yeah, I'm sure it was loud for them though, honey.
Audicon says, ask your governor. Oh my goodness, so I was reading the article to Chris a while ago. I was like, so listen.
We're here now, Danny.
I was like, their governor. And I just read out our governor's name. And he's like, that's right, Tiff, that's our governor, honey. I was like, yeah.
He used to be our senator, and then after recent elections, he became governor.
I didn't have enough caffeine yet, y'all. I wasn't awake. So.
We actually spoke to Braun's office back when we were doing the DOJ report on Jamie Knoll.
Hey, flying grandpa.
Yeah, but this is city stuff and county stuff because there's a lot of responsibility that's getting dropped here. The sheriff was supposed to have security at the courthouse because the courthouse is the jurisdiction of the sheriff department. That didn't happen. There was no sheriff department security guards there. And when they knew there was going to be a protest.
I was going to say, they knew ahead of time, correct?
Yeah, we're going to prove all this.
Okay.
We got proof of all this. So that was one ball dropped. And then, of course, the city police, the officers that were called, the sergeants that were on duty, we got all their names and ID numbers and everything. We're going to be going, that's where we're at. I'll just be honest with you. That's where we're at. We're getting ready to go to the...
Audicon, we always work our way up from the bottom to the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I probably shouldn't have said sheriff first. I should have, if we're talking bottom to the top, the officers on the street need complaints recorded on record. We're going to handle that. So they don't need to be threatening witnesses. They don't need to be taking false testimony and putting it on record as if it were true when they have proof of otherwise.
An officer doesn't need to look at anyone ever and say, if you give me a false, statement, you're going to be in trouble. Like, why would you automatically...
That's not how you initiate the conversation anyway.
No, what you do is you investigate it, and if you feel like those people maliciously, intentionally lied to
then
you,
then you develop probable cause and charge them. Right.
There's a statute for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like any other crime, you develop
False
the cause.
reporting, like you handle it whenever it becomes an issue, not try to initiate or...
But it's proven in the video that's out, okay, that these people were not giving false testimony. They were telling the truth. And they had video on their person trying to give it to the officers to prove it. And the officer said, we don't want to watch the video. We got our own cameras.
We're impeding their own investigation.
They were impeding their own investigation. So we're going to handle that. That was the city police. And then the chief is responsible for the city police. So obviously we're gonna see if we can address that.
Right? He says, "White Cop's lying. Say it isn't so."
Right? Never would they do that. Huh?
No.
Sarcasm duly noted. And then the mayor is responsible for, placing the chief and overseeing the department. So we're gonna make an attempt to try to have a conversation about that. And then you move over to the county side. Well, there's a council too. We'll probably do council meetings.
What's at the Parks Department, DG?
What can we expect at the Parks Department?
That's something.
You talking about for the property for the protest?
Maybe.
Well, all in all, the sheriff's department is responsible for putting security staff out there. So, I mean, he failed to do that. We're going to find out why. So then, we're going to ask the council to address it because the people have been asking the council. You'll see this in my video. The people have been asking the council to address it, and they won't respond. Oh, is it really, DG? Thank you, man. No wonder. So he has the fucking hookup. Good call, bro.
Nice.
Good call. So we'll see. Before I make that statement on the channel, I believe you, DG, but I'm going to look into it and verify. That way we got something to back it when we say that out loud. Well done, sir.
That is fantastic.
Well done, sir.
All right.
Isn't that wild that the government has people placed?
Screenshot that if you don't mind, just to hang on to it in case it happens to disappear.
DG, please send that to me as quickly as you can at 04publicsafety@gmail.com. And That's a huge help. Thank you. We didn't know that. And I hope it's right, but we'll make sure we back it. But please send me what you got on that.
Oh, hang on.
So we'll address the city council, and because they have not addressed the issue, they've heard it extensively, but they have yet to respond, and that's bothering everybody.
Here, let me help out. I got a phone call.
Oh, okay.
Back.
And so we'll be doing more probably. Those are the first steps, and of course we're going to be doing records requests. We want, well, she's out there. We want the video from the courthouse pointing towards the incident. We're going to do a request for that. We're going to do a request for all the body cameras. Obviously, they're going to tell us it's under investigation still and all that jazz, but we'll go ahead and put the requests in, and we'll get it. You know, just might be a little while before we actually get the body cam and stuff. But we're going to ask for any call-in reports. We're going to do our normal records so that we get all the records that are available of the entire incident. But mainly, I want to talk to the chief, and I want to put in complaints on the officers that were on the scene, right? Like, that's what I want to do first. And there's a little issue about the guy getting arrested, put in jail, booked in, and released, and there is no, get this, nothing on record. Explain that. So the guy that headbutted the dude gets arrested, goes to jail, and there's no case number? Excuse me? You got a mug shot where you put the dude in jail. You took his liberty. You took his money for bond. You got his mug shot plastered all over the place. You're putting out APBs on him. You already had him arrested while you're putting APBs on him. And then there ain't no number on record. That means they didn't put any charges on him. But they sure took his liberty. But no charges. So we're going to find out what's going on there.
We can go ahead and head out.
Okay. Was that our people?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to meet some people that were actually involved right now. That's what we've been waiting on.
Grandpa. He said Chris got arrested for requesting his own records. That shouldn't be able to happen either.
Right.
Who's Mr. Garcia?
Is that one of the names involved?
No.
Maybe one of the officers.
Jacob. Let me get my seatbelt on, y'all. Road trip.
What y'all think? Is it nice to see Tiff and I back out in the scene? Getting shit done for the people?
I was grumpy this morning, y'all.
We got up at 6. Got up and got going.
Yes, it is. Which email? Do you want me to check Chris's or mine, Jacob? This road is so jacked up.
Oh, God.
You gotta go all the way down and do a roundabout just to get back on the exit.
No, it was the other way around. Getting over there was like 3 roundabouts to get to the Starbucks.
Roundabouts. I don't like roundabouts.
In 600 feet, turn right onto the I-65.
That. We don't want to give away our location.
It's just telling us which direction to go.
Yeah, but I don't want to give away any clues as to where we're meeting at.
Knock the fire off my cigarette before we get going.
We're going to meet some witnesses that were actually there who have footage and information already. There's a whole group of people that have already been working on this task, this case, but they need help. They need help, and they need all the eyes on it they can get. You know, so for other YouTubers, for other people that call themselves journalists, you know, here's your story. It's already viral for you, so you don't have to, you know, worry about it not getting enough attention. There's plenty of attention already. Yeah, this is a big case. I mean, this is made global news.
That's right. People do get themselves in a pickle around me.
Who's that? Who's gonna get in a pickle?
Hang on, let me pull it
Show
up.
them your pickle picture that you found today.
I posted it on my YouTube. So if you guys want to go over and check out my post, I posted
A picture of.
one of the places that we stopped. They had signage up, and it said it was pickle, one of each or something like that, and then it said pickle. It had LED at the end of it. It's pretty funny.
We're taking the pickle back, y'all. Taking the pickle back.
That's our pickle.
This road has so many potholes in it.
It's Crater Haven.
Northern Indiana government. What are you
I've
doing?
seen it.
What are you doing, Northern Indiana government?
These potholes will swallow your vehicle whole and you'll disappear.
You will
Never to be
freaking
seen again.
take an exit off the interstate and wind up coming out in China.
Definitely not for regular cars, like off-roading vehicles only.
Since we're doing political stuff, maybe it's China. Oh, I can't do it, Trump. Can anybody do it, Trump, better than me? China.
There's no way you can bring them up here.
Tag solid. So your pickle post. So there's a lot to do on this. It's a bit of a drive for us, like 3 hours. So we're gonna, come on days that are most important. We're gonna make sure we get everything done that we would normally do. We're gonna work with locals to do any behind the scenes investigating or maybe pull some records requests. We're gonna be coordinating and actually working with people throughout this whole thing. But at the end of this, we're not gonna be done here until the government fucking does their job.
And as always, if there is anyone in Lafayette that would like to give us information, you don't want your name disclosed. It won't be.
No.
It absolutely will not be.
If you want to be anonymous, you will be anonymous.
Absolutely.
Everyone who's ever sent me an anonymous email knows that. We've never and never would disclose where we get our information from if it's not wanted.
Thank you, Steph.
So yeah, it's like a 3-hour trip. Got it.
Maintenance.
All right. Is that?
Hang on.
I'm not sure what that's
If
from.
it's not current, then it was definitely.
Hang on, guys. Got big news coming for you. It looks like.
Let me look in here.
Courtesy of DG. Meaning that
DG
he's the
and
one that
Stephanie Jinx.
first mentioned it.
It traveled through the pipes. Let's see.
He said that publicly, by the way, so I'm not giving up an anonymous source.
Right? Like, we didn't just, negate everything we just said.
No, we really haven't. There was a woman that accused me of doing that, but she was the one that outed herself when she said that I did, and I didn't. It was a police officer's ex-wife who was still hooking up with her ex-husband, and I had not revealed anything about her at all. And she ran to Michael Kaiser and was saying in the chat that she was telling me things and I was ratting her out. And I wasn't. She ratted her damn self out. Crazy bitch. Who runs to Michael Kaiser?
Hey, thanks, man.
You got it sorted out?
Yeah, I got it pulled up. Okay, so he was maintenance from 2009 to 2011.
Of?
Lafayette Parks Department.
Oh my goodness. Are you telling me that this guy, James Jordan, also known as Front Butt, is a former employee of the Lafayette Parks and Rec Department, according to his own, is it LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Imagine that, y'all.
Let's see. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
What happened?
What we talking about here, y'all? What's going on?
So just word of advice. Before you go out and act like an asshat, make sure that you don't have a paper trail letting us know that you were part of the government or associated with the government.
Just like he tried to delete all of his social media where he was saying we are going to go to Lafayette on the date of the protest and stop them.
That's right,
And he removed that from all social media. But he forgot to remove his whole LinkedIn.
Oh no.
That looks like he's a fucking employee of the Blue Line Gang. Imagine that. They cover for themselves, don't they? Put it on in chat if we have learned for a fact that all government only protects its fucking self and will lie to put other people into jails and hurt other people who are completely innocent just to protect one of their fucking own.
Like Kingston.
So over it. How often do we see this shit?
Dirty thugs.
And look, if you are hiring fucking decent human beings, talking to the government, if you were hiring decent human beings, you might not have to work so hard to fucking protect each other from your actions. Why can't the government hire? Do we not give them enough fucking money to hire decent human beings? Oh, it pisses me off. All the more for the energy that we need to walk in here and straighten this government out.
Be a outlaw, Larata.
Larata, baby. Is Bow up? Bow should restrain me. We don't mind being restreamed. We don't mind being restreamed at all.
Let's check out.
The more the better.
Let's check out Smurf Watch Transparency.
Let's get some attention over here. Wake up, Bow. Restream me.
No Bow.
So, well, we got about 20 minutes before we meet our group. It's
Oh.
what?
Flying Grandpa says, hey, the U.S. military no longer exists to defend you, but rather the government. I know, I'm a retired Marine. I believe that.
Yeah. Yeah, this new holder is not all that great. Like, it's wobbly. Sorry.
I put in a little bit of research thinking that this would be a better phone holder for him. It's not at all. Unless you are driving on a perfectly straight road, don't get the phone holder that hangs from your rear view mirror.
Well, it's
very swaying.
It's good about being able to go in every direction.
Oh, for
and all
sure.
that.
You guys feel a bit tipsy yet?
We wanted to get away from the old suction cup thing. I can't look, honey, I'm driving.
Oh yeah, I'm like, look at this. Would you look at this?
She's trying to get me to rewatch myself while I'm driving, talking to you. It's a little bit too much distraction for me to take on.
That's bad on me. I shouldn't be trying to distract you.
So this is about a a little bit more than a 3-hour haul for us, which we got no problem with. It's just about, matter of shifting our schedule around to make sure that we follow all the way through. And we don't know what we're going to find at the bottom of this pit. Like, we're pretty good about usually getting to the root source. Our history would say that we're pretty good at it, with help. And what I do like about this particular case is we do have a lot of help. Very good help. The people of Lafayette, you all should be proud that you have a group of citizens who are stepping up, because Tiffany and I have seen all too often where these situations occur, these unconstitutional and tyrannical government situations occur all over the place. And most of the time what we run into is that there are no citizens willing to...
The people are quiet. Usually it's because they're licking the boot, or it's because they have fear of retaliation, or that things will happen to them and they don't want that, so they just much rather be quiet and their point of view. And it's...
You need to keep your GPS up for me, honey.
Oh yeah.
Silly.
You need that. Their point of view is it's not happening to me. So...
Oh, I got 30 miles. And, and everybody's got their own reasons. But
I say that from personal experience because that's the way I used to be. I'm like, well, it's not me, so, you know, maybe that person did do something wrong. And whenever I experienced it and I realized that you don't have to be doing anything wrong for the government to intrude in your life and completely ruin your life, then I realized, you know what, you've been a dumbass for quite a while.
And we need each other. Like, America needs to stand together, we the people, because I can promise you there is a force that is going to stand together against when people's rights are violated. There is definitely a force, a group that will band together, and they are known as the United States government. They will band together, and they will stand against your rights for sure. You know, so we got to be able to match that if we stand a chance at any sort of constitutional freedom. You know, it doesn't need to be violent. They are violent, like the government gets violent, but we the people don't have to get violent. We got numbers. We got a louder voice.
Jacob, I think that you sent it to Chris's email, and I don't have his login stuff set up on my phone because he changed it. He has to change his password every so often, and I have to update it, which I haven't done yet.
Oh, from the idiots getting my shit. Yeah.
We will check our email.
Sorry about that, bud. Usually she has all that stuff.
We will check it though.
I had to change it again recently because I keep getting hacked by little Ruffy boy.
He just keeps
Little Ruffy boy and his government
You do have all
co-workers.
two-factor authentication.
I do. Yeah, Ruffy and his government co-workers keep trying to hack and spy on us.
This gal was driving earlier, and she passed us, and she was coming over to get in front of us, and she just was going to take our front end off.
She didn't wait at all. She just started
No.
merging.
She got up beside us, hit her, blinker, and she's like, over. And Chris just let off the gas. He's like, okay.
Yeah, no, she was taking our bumper off. Yeah.
Has Dan apologized yet?
No. But behind the scenes, listen, I told him what I needed. I told Dan, we're talking about auditing Erie County, told him a long time ago, and this offer's still on the table. If you want to make up for what you did wrong, which he has a hard time admitting, you need to publicly apologize, because he publicly slandered, and he went against my case that was open litigation that I had court for in 2 days publicly. So I gave him the offer. I said, right here it is, Dan, on the table. All you gotta do is go public on your channel and make a public apology. And he's apologized profusely behind the scenes. I'm not unfriendly with Dan at all. I promote what he's doing. I support him in his cause and everything like that. But no, he has not done what I told him it would require. So as far as I'm concerned, he's still hanging. He's still hanging. Now, I don't put him in the same position as Direct D. Direct D is literally working for the government against we the people with known corrupt government officials. There's so many people that are still confused by that. Like, they don't realize, oh my God, a known YouTuber that claimed to have been a First Amendment auditor for all these years is actually working for the government. People just don't get it.
I think it was the bomber jacket that he has that made people just think that
The leather Kmart.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter where it came from. It's just...
Kmart might be beyond his...
I seen one at Walmart that I really had my eye on until you made that little video. And I was like, no, you ruined it for me. Why did you have to go and ruin that? Because I wanted that jacket. Yep, I did. I found a black one and I found a gray one, and I loved both of them.
Y'all, we are going to be hogging the internet all day because we're going to be live streaming.
Yeah, we'll probably be live on my channel. So if you guys are in here and you aren't subscribed to my channel, if my mods would please drop my link, it would be fantastic. I would go ahead and hop
That way
over
everybody
there and
knows
turn
where
on
we're at.
notifications.
And you don't want to miss OMC's live streams when we're confronting the government, because
Y'all know what happened on the last one. That was some crazy stuff.
yeah.
Well, I hope you have a good visit, Caveman.
So yeah, anyway, I keep trying to say it and I keep getting distracted. So we are 3 hours away. It is an investment, both financially and time-wise for us. For those who are going to scream, well, you can't make money and help people at the same time. Well, yeah, you can. We do need to make money from this because we are spending money as usual. And we're having a camera fault issue. So,
That's right, Kathy.
that cost us a little extra. So we had to replace a camera for this. Yeah, it costs money to do this shit. Now we're not.
There's always something.
We're not asking for money.
No.
But we're not going to bow down to people acting like they were doing something wrong by making money by doing what we do on YouTube. So if y'all catch some assholes like Todd and his people that are somehow insinuating that it's a bad thing for YouTubers to make any money to do their channels or from their channels at all, tell them to go eat shit for us. I got a lot going on. I really don't have time to respond to all that negativity. So if y'all don't mind, in your free time, just maybe think of it. Thank you, Flying Grandpa.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Flying
that.
Grandpa.
Did you say
Didn't
anything?
even have anything to say.
But the point being, thank you, Flying Grandpa. The point being, I'm not going to sit there and argue with each one of these people in the chats, in the comments, over dumb shit. We got too much going on. And then, obviously, we're taking on more because we're Americans. And this is our civic duty. And it's yours, too. That's why you need to be here. Because collectively, we can make a change. We've done it.
Jacob, I don't know if I would put MAGA in there or not. I would just eliminate MAGA and put full.
The what?
For his comment. I would just put full. He said I'm not going to repeat the name, it said is a certain someone, a MAGA full. I was like.
Well, I mean, I even put MagaMoron in the description because.
No, not the people that is involved in this case.
Oh. Yeah, we're not political ourselves. We don't care. We want people to express themselves however they feel personally. I don't mind. I don't even mind the banner. I just don't like the division. And what we see all too often is that our government seems to be supporting violence. And that usually comes from the right. I have not seen much.
Semi's having a rough way up there.
No, there's a stop up here, I think.
Is there?
I'm not blaming the left or right on this. I'm just saying it seems to me, and I could be wrong, maybe send me more proof or something if I'm wrong, but it seems to me like most of the actual violence or threat to violence is actually coming from the right, and that makes me unhappy because at one point in time I felt like my political values leaned to the right. And seeing that behavior from the right actually led me to becoming more middle ground like I am right now. So I'm happy that I learned it that way and saw it for myself. It didn't make me left. I didn't jump from one side to the other. I just recognized the issues.
I've never really had a stance. I've liked the elephant and the donkey. I mean, they're both really awesome animals. So, I mean, I remain neutral. It's whatever I'm feeling for the day. Today I may be feeling, like going with the elephants. I don't know.
I believe in the Constitution of the United States, what we have left of freedom.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I believe in. And I believe that we, the people, are the ones that have to enforce it because our elected officials answer to us.
There's nothing wrong with one side or the other. There's great people on both sides.
And the reason the sides are become such an issue is because the people at the very top of the government chain
They want the sides to be
are
issues.
dividing you.
They're
on
like,
purpose.
be distracted about fighting over your side and not about what's important.
That's one of the most disgusting traits I find in Donald Trump, is that man, the head of the government, he is the head of the snake. That man is extremely divisive. He likes to divide. It's almost every other word comes out of his mouth is Republican, Democrat. He's separated.
What? He's a cool color. Like, he's a cool color, and he could have made things different.
You know what he should have done? He should have ran on orange. He should have ran on orange. He should have said, I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I am here as orange.
I'm orange, and we support everything.
He could have made
colors. I don't know.
He could have made constitutional orange. That's what he could have ran on. He could have ran on constitutional orange, and maybe we would have voted for him. I would vote for someone who can prove.
I voted for aliens. Okay, that's who I voted for. That's who's penciled in on my ballot. I voted for aliens. I'm like, bring the mothership.
I would vote for someone who could prove that their value and their platform was completely and solely on the Constitution of the United
Flying
States.
Grandpa, I think we're going to be live on my channel here in a little bit, so
we will be.
We'll be off and on all day.
Yeah, we're going to be hogging up YouTube today.
So we'll catch you whenever you are free again. It was good seeing you.
Love you, buddy. Where was I at? I had something going on up here in this empty spot.
What happened? Oh my goodness. What happened is I got another blood blister. That's one thing that happened. All right, Wyatt, I got to give you that one. Go big damn orange. That's right.
Wyatt's been saying that forever, and he's not even talking about Trump.
But only in the context that we just said. If he would have went with a different political view, I would have said go big damn orange. But I know you're for Tennessee.
Wyatt doesn't. I think Wyatt's very against Trump's bullshit.
I just think he does Tennessee. That's your team, right? Tennessee.
Yeah, he likes Tennessee.
But yeah, this is another fence injury, in case anyone's curious.
So y'all, here's what we were up against in this last election. We had a guy who wanted to divide the country, who we got. And then we had Kamala. And let me tell you, we were up against a brick wall because Kamala was a horrific prosecutor. Horrible. Violated constitutional law. I mean, just the inmates alone, there were so many horrific stories about inmates that were under her jurisdiction as a prosecutor, that she lied to hurt them. So, you know, a lot of people jump straight on my back when I say fuck Trump.
Bye, Jacob. Thank you for coming in. Catch you later. I'll make sure that Chris reads your email.
Thank you, Jacob. But really, we were up against a brick wall. Why? Because we're selecting a government official.
Have a safe trip, caveman.
For anybody who thinks that there's anybody in the government that's running to fix it, make them prove it. Make them prove it before you sign your ballot. You know what I'm saying? Because we can prove they're lying 90% of the time. There are people in the government, there really are people in the government who are trying to make a change, but they're very limited and
they're outnumbered.
Have a super hard boundary of what they're willing to do, because
that's their career.
They will get fired. They know they will. They call people like us. Believe it or not, they call people like us. And they say, you're not wrong about this, this, and this. Sometimes they correct us on things that we need corrected on. And they offer us information that we didn't have necessarily sometimes. But typically,
there's so much construction.
Even the ones who, in their deepest of heart, want nothing but the same values that we put out there, like we collectively, as in you all watching and us.
You got road construction coming up.
I figured that was what was going on here.
It looks like about a mile up.
They stand for you like you stand for you with that amount of limited power. In their authority figure position,
there it is.
They can't do that. And they will tell you they cannot do that.
Buddy, you could have got out there.
That you will. They will get fired. Not only fired, but maybe even prosecuted or jailed or retaliated against. Matter of fact, the most productive whistleblowers that we've ever had are people who already got retaliated against. Then they come to us and tell all. But the notion that there are good ones left, that's not That's not a lie. There are good ones left. It's just they're outnumbered.
Sandy's. I don't keep up with Kaiser.
What was the question?
And if we have court dates of ours, then we'll give updates. I'm not for sure. I may have misunderstood that, but
Well, you want to know where Kaiser's at with this case? Is that
Yeah.
he's fucked. I said a long time ago that the prosecution was going to tack on habitual statutes to all his charges, and that's exactly what they did. So that adds like an extra 10 years or something like that to each charge, and he's got 5. So, I mean, even if he plea bargains down to 3 felonies, he's still going to get an additional 30 years or something to that nature. So he's gone. We don't have to worry about Kaiser anymore. That's the position we're in. And I'm saying we as in YouTubers, society, family members of Donald Atwater Cameron, you know, it's not justice in that the courts are supposed to give an equal consequence to whatever the crime was. So he should have received death. Thank you very much. Who was that? Will you read that out?
Zippity Doogal. Glad to see 4PS and OMC doing what they do best. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the support.
See my other blockbuster.
Speaking of support, if you're not a member yet, you can become a member. That very much helps us while we're a small channel. We're going to grow.
You guys too.
We're going to grow, and I'll be able to depend on the ads soon, but not until we build the numbers up a little bit.
Okay, we're past that road construction hiccup.
Yeah, there it is. Well, I still got traffic.
There she was.
How many miles we got left before our next turn?
14 miles.
All right. Y'all going to spend another 14 minutes with us?
Oh, just kidding. Hang on.
Approximately.
Oh, there's an object on the road up here.
Unless we get stopped by something.
We got an object on the road.
Where was I at? What was I saying? Oh, the justice system
Kaiser and how justice
is supposed to give equal consequences to whatever the crime was. I fully believe that he committed that murder. Fully believe it.
I do too.
I think that it's a cheap way out when someone gets let off on a clerical error. That it was not, I don't think, process served him. As a matter of fact, neither did the courts, because they left his case open without prejudice, which was a judicial call. Based on that, they still believed he did it, that the only reason he was getting off on that murder case was due to a clerical error. So even the judge agreed in that case that that it needed to be reopened. However, the prosecution, the state never reopened it. That's what happened, and he got away with murder. So if you asked me, I think when they were seeking the death penalty for Kaiser, they had it right. And if the state had actual due process going on and he went through a real trial, I think the jury would have found him guilty, because the evidence was overwhelming that he did commit that murder. And I think he should have been put down, euthanized, like the disgusting broken dog that he is. It would have saved a lot of people a lot of harm, including Tiff and I, really. But more so, it would have given some form of justice to the Donald Atwater Cameron family.
But now I think,
Cameron family.
does Hill Pirates give updates on Kaiser?
No.
I know Shiz does.
Shiz does. Yeah, there's really, I mean...
But there's not a whole lot going on there. It's just waiting in between going to court here.
These cases are slow. I'll definitely let everyone know whenever they sentence him. And so will Shiz, you know, and other people on YouTube. There'll be plenty of people talking about it. I don't want to give him any more energy myself. I mean, I'll update his court cases, but I mean, he's gone. To us, the actual connection between Kaiser and us, there was really only one connection. And that was that he was YouTube partners with the government official that's in our open case now, JJ Scarborough. That was our only connection. We couldn't have cared less that the fucker even existed on the planet.
Well, we wouldn't have even known that he existed.
Oh yeah, we did, because we knew he existed because Billy went to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Your ex-husband.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe that was something that was meant to be. I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to talk about that a little bit.
You are?
Yeah. Yeah, why not? There's a little something going all over the internet. A little bit. I'm not the one violating what the fucking code said.
You're not. Just make sure that you don't. Tread carefully.
I am.
Okay.
I'm just gonna address it, right?
Okay.
So,
yeah, I've got the screenshots of it.
let's talk about protection orders.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about protection orders. Let's talk about the law that exists to protect the civilians. How about we talk about that shit? How about this? How about when a person is being harassed, intimidated, I'll point that way, intimidated, harassed, our privacy was violated regularly by an individual to the point in which we reported it to law enforcement. Law enforcement told us that it was a civil matter in their opinion, even though it's clearly written in the statutes in black and white under criminal law, and with proof we were given. Shit went on for years and years and years. We got to the point where we're just exhausted with even worrying about the government doing any fucking thing about it. But they said, you gotta file a protection order or we can't do nothing. All right. Because that's what the fuck hoop you're making me jump through, even though here it is in criminal law. We went ahead and jumped through that fucking hoop. We paid a ton of money for a lawyer. We fucking got the protection order on this basis. For me, it was due to her ex-husband going to Facebook and posting posts saying that I was a pedophile. A PDF. That's why they gave me a protective order. Hers was for different reasons that she can disclose if she wishes. For me, that's the reason, because he was posting that on social media. I got the protective order.
And the only reason I'm not talking about any of it is because I'm not going to.
All right, let me finish mine.
Go ahead.
So I got the protective order because of that. A few other things too, but that one was the main reason that the judge issued the protection order.
My daughter is asking me not to, so I'm not.
There is a protection order for me. I'm talking about me now.
That's fine.
Let's
I'm
do
just
that.
saying that's why I'm not speaking out on mine. Is I'm respecting what my kid would like for me to do.
Okay, I don't mind for me, because the people need to hear this shit. They need to know that the fucking legal system is fucked. So, and this is the shit, because there are laws against you handling your business when someone won't stop fucking with you, right? They tell you can go to a judge and a judge will sort it out. All right, well, let me tell you how this works out. So the judge sorted it out just fine. She immediately, boom, saw that and said, you're getting a protective order, Mr. Ryder. Gave me the protective order. It is in place. It is on record. And then the motherfucker immediately starts violating it. Immediately starts violating it. That same fucking day with Michael Kaiser. Exactly what the judge told him not to do. Exactly. Like if the judge said, don't step forward with your right foot, with your toes flat, that's exactly what the motherfucker did. Was a right foot step, toes flat. It was exactly what the judge said, do not do. That's not what she said. She obviously said, do not post shit like that about Mr. Ryder on your social media or anyone else's on your behalf. She didn't say shit, but that's what she said. Immediately the motherfucker goes to Michael Kaiser and they start posting that same shit about me that day.
Alright, we have approximately 18 minutes.
Okay. How many miles to the next turn is what I'm worried about?
12.
Oh, we're good. Okay. So, that wasn't the only case. We waited until we knew that, okay, let it set into this dumb fucker, that there's a protection order. So I let a few slide. A few circumstances where he was violating the protection order. I let a lot of them slide. And then finally, it was just, he was right back to fucking all the way, full blown, doing this shit again with Chris Ruff, JJ Scarborough, all them. I'm like, all right, I'm fucking filing against him. So I filed a, basically a contempt of court motion.
It's a rule to show cause.
What?
Rule to show cause.
A rule to show cause, which is basically a contempt of court ruling, you know, a hearing.
So
Paid for an attorney again. We went in there and fucking slam dunk proved that exactly what the protection order limited him from doing to me, he was doing still. Literally played a video of Christopher Ruff and her ex-husband calling me a PDF on a 4-hour live stream. We played that in court. Exactly what the original PO was put in place for. And then we felt like, okay, cool. That was easy peasy. Money's worth it. We're good. He's going to get in trouble for violating protective order. And matter of fact, I even went as far as to say there's no way he's going to get out of this. There's no way that drug-addicted piece of shit is going to get out of this, because he absolutely was proven to have been regularly violating that protective order since the day it was issued. And we didn't get an answer. We didn't get an answer. Time went by. Months went by. The judge did tell all the people there not to fucking talk about the case. So we honored that. We didn't talk about it. We were quiet because we knew that they wouldn't be. So we figured we'd let them fuck up instead of us. We didn't want to get blamed for anything. We didn't talk about it. And then all of a sudden, when I slightly mentioned the protective order case, all of a sudden, Christopher Ruff licked the whole boot, and Frauditor Watch.
Was it Frauditor?
Which he goes by Frauditor Busters now. And GE Fag, Swag, Fag, something like that. They start posting the court decision that didn't even go to us yet, which said denied. What the fuck? So there's your government and your civil protections and your criminal protections.
That was only the decision in one of the cases.
No, there's both of them out there.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of course, that means more money, more filing. And look, we didn't even cover a quarter of the violations, so we'll just file another one, I guess. But here's the point. The point is the government will fucking by law keep you from handling it when you're fucking violated. Just like they charged the guy in this case for protecting these women. That is what the government will do to you. They will do that. And then they'll send you through hoops of fucking fire and all kinds of different fucking bullshit to jump through, just in the end to fucking cuck you again. The justice system does not provide justice. That's the bottom line. They don't protect women who are being beaten. They don't protect women who are being assaulted or abused by men. Because that's actually what started the shit with Billy. I fucking stepped in when he was just going fucking ape shit on Tiffany. I'm like, no, fucking back off, bitch. You're not gonna fucking do that to a woman in front of me. Any woman, much less Tiffany. And then his response was to run and fucking cry about me on the internet. For what, years now?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did what the judge said. I kept my fucking mouth shut about the case the whole time. No longer is there that case, so now I can talk about whatever the fuck I want. And I'm sorry, but I am very disappointed in the people that were involved in that decision, because it was clearly, how can it be a violation enough to issue a protective order because of a post of someone saying that on Facebook, but they're allowed to go on YouTube for 4 hours saying the same exact thing, and that's not a reoccurring violation of the same protective order? Make it make sense to me. Please, someone make it make sense.
1 mile. Hang on. 1 mile.
This thing's up here.
Yep.
All right, guys, we are going to have to let you go from here because we don't want to disclose the meeting location. But mods, drop OMC's link one more time, please. You all make sure that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell, and be prepared for a live stream on that channel pretty soon. I don't think it'll take us long. We're going to organize, collect a little information, and hop over to the proper government place that we're going to first, which I'm not going to cue them in on. And we'll be on OMC's channel for that, and I'll be static recording for our later videos. We love you guys.
Love y'all.
See you on the next one.